I don't know, whether you're famous or you're just some guy or woman, you know, trying to get some healing, like, let's fucking make it happen. Because I don't know, I'm just tired of the fucking mushroom. Honestly, like, it's pissing me off because I just, like I said, for one, God's not present, the Earth's not present, and the honest healing's not present. Like,
yeah,
everyone's using selected traumas as their pitches to get funding, to get support, to get backing of state legislators, and it's like, you know what is everyone doing? You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, I hope, you know, through my voice being in decriminalized nature, you know, I hope I'm rubbing off to, you know, my board and the people that I'm with. Like, it's serious, you know, because it's getting annoying. I don't know how else to put it, because I'm just like, because I'm working my ass off, and I know everyone's working their ass off too, but I'm like, dude, we all say we're in this for healing and together and whatever the pitch is, like I said. Well, what's wrong with all of us mutually doing that together? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like what that call was about earlier. It's like, so why can't we join forces? So okay, cool. You guys are gassing up the homies in Texas.
Yeah, it
with
should just be
vets,
like, boom.
but why can't we be a coalition and like be double the power? You know what I mean? Why be like, oh yeah, well, this is my top dog and you should go talk to him.
We're creating.
You should have been like, hell no, I'm just kidding.
A network society, right? Like, as opposed to these hierarchical, pyramidal type societies, a distributed network type society, right? Where we have
that's exactly
strength
that
in the
sound like a pyramid
microcosm.
scheme when we were on the phone. I was like, oh my god.
But yeah, but that's just the energy of, like, people think that's how business works, right? You have the CEO of the company and then the executives and boom directors and employees, and you create this pyramid structure, and it's all controlled, right? It's controlled by one person or a small group of person, a body of person, as opposed to a decentralized, familial, individual-based network where we have our own connections to the ultimate authority of God, the creator, the earth that we live within and among and are part of, and it's part of us. And
exactly, because I feel like if we take that approach, I feel like no man-made entity can take hold, because it's like, if we're claiming God in this earth, that's every man and woman's right. But if that's not what you want to be about, then that's okay, because it's like, we're not here to force that upon you, but don't act like, you know, there are people who give a damn about God in this earth, because there are people who still give a damn about God in this earth, you know, and that's where I want to bring that back out, because I feel like this world is losing faith heavily in God and the communities of people around God, meaning like the community, because like, I love the churches, I love that, it's cool, but it's like, they're not really out there with the people, helping the people as church goers say they are. It's like they're only helping their own communities, and then they help who they feel they want to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're selective about who they help. They're not fully like, I want to help all I can help. They're more like, I'm gonna pick and choose who I help.
Yeah,
you know,
as opposed to just my goal.
That'd be like me just picking natives to come here. You know what I mean? And being
exactly.
like, fuck anyone else if you're not native.
Yeah.
Go find your own damn church and God. Like, you guys have your own religion. You know? Like,
no, it's for everybody. It's not for everybody, but it is for everybody. You know, and that's up to each individual to decide. Like, who is anybody to tell someone that you can't make this decision? Like, is it for you or is it not for you? It is, but you ultimately make the decision.
Yeah,
right?
no, I remember that last ceremony when my cousin was asking all those questions, and then an issue was like. He was like, hey, you know, he was like, you ask yourself that, you know what I mean? He's like, you ask yourself that. And it was just funny, you know, because it's true, like, people need to start asking themselves more instead of like, it's like, well, what do you damn think? You're you. Like, only you know how you feel, so what do you damn think?
Yeah, you want to talk to God? People are always like, how do you talk to God? Pick up the spiritual phone, listen, sit in silence. People are so wrapped up in these
shut it and listen
thoughts in their head that are always going and trying to figure shit out and like read texts and do this and go back, as opposed to just like walking into the woods. If nothing else, just walk into the woods and shut the fuck up for a while, for like 4 hours, I don't know, and just reflect with like, not on this modern life that we've been born into and conditioned to think is like the natural way of things, but like just look at the actual natural world and how it works and how it exists and how it lives, you know, in these complete ecosystems which are decentralized, structures. They're fractal structures, right? Which is when we set these societies up in this unnatural really way that forces people to become either oppressed or oppressors in certain ways. And then the middle people are all looking at the whole situation being like, why is shit so fucked up? Like, it should be so simple, because we can all agree to just be cool people, and you know, if we need help, we help each other. We work together for the benefit of all of our families and our friends and all these things. And it's like, if that is possible and is happening, which it is, then why can't it happen at a bigger level? Why are people tricked into thinking that it can never happen, like world peace can never happen because people never get along? And I know that's probably a way big picture, but it can. Like, if you can take a room of 10 people who can agree, and 100 and 1,000, you can extrapolate it out as far as you want, as long as the resources maintain. And that's not even a thing of like where conquering needs to happen, or like authoritarian rule to control populations. It's the fact of like educating people and moving into balance. And like, if we spread out as opposed to condensing in these city structures, like, people will figure out that there's a lot more land that doesn't have to be destroyed. Like, if you go to a forest town, if people have never been out of the city, it's like the forest is very much alive, and you get these little spots like back in New England, like in or Vermont or Maine, like there's houses, there's communities, and they're just in the forest. Like, they're forest people, and it's really, that's a balanced, you know, a much more balanced system. You know, maybe it's not perfect, I don't know, but it's
yeah,
cool.
there can definitely, I see what you're saying. There can definitely be balance outside of like you're saying, the world peace thing. You know, it's a big picture, but common mutual like respect and communion for the greater good is not that far away.
No,
I mean,
not at
like
all.
I said, you know, you knock out power block and you knock out food, in communities that aren't already destroyed by like drugs, violence, or things of that nature. Most of the time, they will round up and be like, hey, you know, what do we need as a community? You know, I know that happens here, and I'm pretty sure that happens in other communities, you know, the communities that are actually communities, you know, and I just don't think that's far-fetched. I just think people should more rally around what they want versus like someone telling them this is what you need. Like, I think we should all have the models of like organic food, regenerative, all that, but give the people the space to like do it versus like, I don't know, I guess throwing it at them, because I think that's what I've encountered, at least when I talk to some people. They think that I'm like trying to force an opinion on them or trying to make them feel bad, and I'm like, look, man, the truth is the truth. And it's like I forgot what this saying, but it's like, you know, it's like, don't be mad, like, we're just mirrors of ourselves. You know, so it's like, if you're seeing this as like a bad thing, look at it as more of like, through me, this is a change of yourself. Like, through me, this can make yourself better. You know what I mean?
We can decide to go from like, you know, it's funny, everyone's been mad in their life and sad and happy and all these things, but there's a point, maybe some people are mad now, maybe some people are super happy, but there's a point where you weren't that, and then you became it, right? And so we become what we believe, essentially, right? We think we're mad, we're gonna stay mad, like, because of why, all these excuses that we had, someone cut me off, like my family history, whatever the hell it is, like there's infinity reasons to be mad, right? But you only need one to just be good, because there's only so much time in the day, and there's so many interactions you can have with others and for your own self, that you might as well, in my mind, choose to make the best of it and to become good, to always show up from your heart and not like thinking that someone's out to get you. It's like,
I'm battling that myself as a young person. That's why like I'm like meeting older people, because as a young person I'm still very like not off person, but just kind of like back, you know, and I'm learning, you know, sometimes it's not good, because then you lose out on connections or people, or this person could have been a good person, this and that, and that's why, like, for me, I'm battling that, because I do feel that sometimes, especially coming from like a generational trauma of like really having people after us and coming after us. So sometimes I always feel that way, because I feel like there really is sometimes, you know, because, you know, I see the what's going on in the world, and then I see like the amount of I guess you could say the lack of things on my reservation. It kind of is like, whoa. But then I'm also realizing like, hey, like, I can be the person to actually be that beacon of light, or be that assisting to say like, here's this, and kind of like funnel it in, you know,
Yeah.
like slowly funnel it in, and then eventually I already see it, you know, making its way. That's why I'm kind of, you know, doing this work this way, because like I said earlier in the house, you know, I really wanted to just come in, and I know like I got stopped in my tracks just because it's kind of like if you're peeling out too much and then you go off the road and crash, like it happens, you know, you're not always gonna get that straight line every time, you know. So that's where I'm kind of deciding now, like, you know, just be good and approach with it, and meet like-minded people, and understand that not everyone is a damn enemy, or not everyone is like, oh, natives suck and natives are this or that, you know, because it does, you know, a lot of that is reality of like, what people think of natives, and how people already judge natives before they even actually talk with one or meet them. And so sometimes it's hard to like co-battle that, to be like, hey man, that's what they're taught, you know. So it's like, that's where I'm trying to teach myself that, of like, that's just how people were taught, you know. That's just how people were raised, through Hollywood, through the movies, through their families, even like,
or even with blindness on, to not even recognize that the people of this earth exist, you know, from that. It's not like, oh, they used to and then they got wiped out and now it's here. It's like, no, they're still
here.
But it's like, so when people like, they make up all these, because it goes to like some deep subconscious thing for a lot of people, where they have to answer questions that they probably don't want to think about. But at the end of the day, it's like, reality is just reality, and it's like, good people are good people, and we should just see the good in each other. And at every level, like these political fights that people are in, or whatever, these movements that stir up, which may have good causes, may not. I'm not gonna say whatever. That's for people to decide. But it's like,
but we want to come with good intentions and
people,
work to good people,
human beings, like being just
and
good
strive for
motherfuckers.
that. Yeah, exactly. Like exactly. There's nothing wrong with being good, and if you don't want to be good, then there's lots of places for people who don't want to be good. So it's like, hey man, you know, good shit, brother. I'm glad we had this talk.
Absolutely,
fuck yeah, man. Let's continue to do this work. Let's continue to change lives, change our own lives, and just be here for God and this earth and people.
Make the world just community, like build up strong communities and like families, and reignite passion in people's lives, you know, for just living, like just living, alive,
exactly. Wake up, y'all.